We're back for part 2. Oh my god, I'm just gonna... So in this section we're going to be looking at a few articles and on like disabled people trying to find and keep employment work. So there's going to be an article on there's going to be like a couple articles on disabled people trying to find work, and there's this one story that actually hits home to me, but she's obviously been through much worse than I have. Anyway, and we're going to look at how COVID has affected disability employment and other such stuff like that. So let's go. I need to stop doing that. Yeah. It's a habit. I'm gonna stop. Let's go. So when I first came across this article from The Sun, I was so shocked. Imagine applying for 500 jobs and being turned down by all of them, either when it comes to the interview or even the application. You know, it's actually so shocking. A disabled woman who has been turned down for more than 500 jobs has revealed how potential employers' faces would drop when they see her arriving for an interview in a wheelchair. 24-year-old Lucy Thorpe from Derbyshire applied for hundreds of office roles over the 18-month period and was left demoralised and suffering with anxiety after being constantly rejected. Imagine applying for 500 jobs. I've only applied for a few and got turned by all of them. This story kind of like hits home a little bit because I remember, I think it was like my second year of uni, it was towards the end. No, it was during the second year, I think. I was applying for jobs because I wanted to save money so I can move out and rent a place with my friends. And because I'm visually impaired, it's the whole like separating myself from my mum is just daunting enough, and then it was trying to find a job. I applied for a co-op job. I went through this organisation who would help me create a CV, help me practice interviews, and who would also help me find jobs, and it was a really good organisation. Unfortunately, I had to stick with them because I lost my copy and turned down just for that first job that I applied for. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to concentrate on my studies for now because it's not that important for now. But then like applying for acting jobs and stuff like that, I got turned down a lot, and I don't know whether it's really hard when you have a disability because you don't know whether it's because of your performing abilities or your general abilities as a person, you know, like because of my vision impairment and everything. So it's a little bit hard to separate them, but sometimes you do get the feeling that it's because of your impairment or your disability, whether that's because of your insecurities or just facts. But yeah, so I kind of know how I just know a percentage of how she's feeling. My hood came down again. I read in the article that she's someone who doesn't want to just live off of benefits because one, that's just physically impossible when you're disabled because there's so many extra costs, as we talked about before, and there's so much disabled people want to do. Like, they want to be able to travel, they want to be able to go to really nice places. The money that they get from the government is not enough, and I know that as like from personal point of view. Somewhere in the article it says that she doesn't declare her disability in applications. She says here, I ended up with depression and anxiety. I was in utter despair and didn't know what else to do. Honestly, I would be in the same situation as her. She attended Bangor University in North Wales. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but hey ho. She graduated as a criminology student and she got a 2-1 as a grade. And that's amazing. Like, she did really well. And no one wants to give her a job because they're all concerned of how it would work, and they don't want to pay extra just to like cater to her needs. Like if they have to put in ramps somewhere or like adjust certain buildings, like they're willing to just find someone else who doesn't need all these adjustments. Like how sad can that be? Like they just don't think about other people. The link to the rest of the article will be put in the description. I found another article on abc.net.au. I'll also put the link below. The title is "The Struggle to Get and Keep Employment When You Have a Disability." So this article is about Eric Barnett, and just getting an interview was proving almost impossible for him. But I think this article is written about someone in Australia, so I'll still put the link in the description below, but I won't stay on it too long. There's a section that says ticking the disability box means applications are discarded. When it comes to work, it's younger people who are worse off. The Australian Network on Disability found that people aged 15 to 24 are reported to be 10 times more likely to experience discrimination due to their disability than those aged 64 years and over. In my opinion, I don't think it's just Australia. I think it happens all around the world. I mean, the articles that I found, they're mostly wheelchair disabilities, those who require a wheelchair, and I think it is a little unfair because there are other disabilities that aren't visually, like you can't see them.
Again, the links will be in the description
and
below
those
for
that don't need a
further,
wheelchair. So
to look
that's
further
a little
into them.
like, but I'm looking through these articles. In my opinion, I don't think it's just Australia. I think it happens all around the world.
Here's another article on Fast Company, their website, that talks about people with disabilities are still twice as likely to be unemployed. So basically, it's another article about what we've been discussing this whole time. Yes, these articles touch on similar stuff, but I think it's really important to read through it carefully and just gain knowledge and understanding of what we go through, really.
So me being the idiot that I am, forgot to film an outro, and this is 3 weeks after I filmed that video. I'm currently in the editing process. But yeah, thank you for watching. My next video will be a recap, and then the one after that will be a presentation type thing. So hope you guys enjoyed. Please, if you want, even though it's towards the end of the project, you can go follow my Instagram and give me some support. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.